I can't believe it's been 10 years, but for the X Series products, really, quite frankly, it feels like it was yesterday. The X1, our first entry 10 years ago, we brought this to market because we saw a need. I had just come out of, I just sold another company, and we were in the product development business for many, many different industries, everything from aerospace to computers. And what I saw was that another company, one of the biggest, still the biggest in the industry, had really gone in and this industry called event recording, which at the time nobody else was really doing. There was other types of systems out there that were basically just DVRs that were continuous recording everything out there that were low quality. And what I saw was an ability to, I loved the market. I saw it and I said, you know, in 10 years, everyone's going to have these. But looking back on it, it wasn't exactly what the industry needed. What the industry needed was the ability from this giant stream of data to be able to pull out segments so you could look at an entire 8 to 10 hour day of driving in a few minutes of 10 to 20 to 30 minute segments. And then it evolved from there. We got involved and we really understood what the industry needed, which was really, really important, because although something sounds like a good idea, it's not always a good idea because it's not really practical or applicable. We also added continuous recording so people could get what happened 2 minutes before the bus accident, what are people standing in the aisles, what happened. So they wanted more information, so we were able to provide that with our new series. It was no easy feat to get both of them to happen simultaneously. Building all of our own hardware and software, that was a significant upgrade. I think that was about 4 or 5 years ago. One of the differences of our camera in general over the last 10 years has been the fact that we've always stayed slightly ahead of the competitors. When it came to doing standard, an example would be the G-forces used in the telematics devices and in the cameras devices. This is one of a dozen technologies, our ability to trigger on outside light bar sensors for ambulances, for 3 or 4 different things. We brought that to the industry and it didn't exist when we first came in. And then eventually people caught up. And then we created the next step, which is the combination of continuous recording and event recording, and the ability to wirelessly, remotely download that. That was an industry first. 2 or 3 years later, the industry caught up. At that point, we launched the next step in evolution of our cameras. We always stayed 2 to 3 years ahead. And for us being Idrive, we are an engineering-based company. For every salesman, we have 10 engineers. So for us, we pride ourselves on the ability to stay 3 to 5 years ahead of our competitors when it comes to technology.